Well, here we are in Tbilisi, Georgia, and we're walking up the main street. Myself, Troy Francis, joined by, well, or I'm joining him, whatever you want to call it, James Tusk. How are you?
I've been better, I've been worse, but I'm alive, so all good.
What I wanted to talk about is the issue of spending quality time, or so, in inverted commas, quality time with a girl that you've met maybe through a cold approach, or whatever, through a dating app or something. Spending some time with a girl. Maybe you guys have been intimate already. Maybe you haven't, but let's say you've been intimate already, and then you decide to go and spend like a weekend with her, go on a trip or whatever, and you turn up, you put your bags down, she's there waiting for you, and you just realise, I'm just not really feeling it. There's just something about the vibe here, something about the energy. I'm just not really feeling it. And I've got to spend the next 48 hours with this girl, and I can't really be bothered. Have you ever experienced that, and what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, absolutely. It happens a lot. You're with a girl that you're not really that into. You've seen her a couple of times, and you part ways. And literally 1 or 2 or 3 weeks, or 1, 2, 3 months later, it's almost like you've completely forgotten kind of the downfalls of it. You look back, like we do on a lot of things in life, with rose-tinted goggles, and you're just like, yeah, it was this fantastic time, blah, blah, blah. And then you make the mistake of actually, deciding to meet up with them again, which obviously is a complete disaster most of the time.
You get this situation where you've been seeing this girl, or you've seen her a few times, and then you go away, maybe you go back home, you go to a different country, and you just get that rose-tinted spectacles memory of the girl, don't you?
100%. It happens every time. I mean, it happens when I see you as well.
What, you think hanging out with me?
I'm like, fuck, he's a great laugh.
Hanging out with Troy's going to be great, and then you
turn up like, fucking hell. Back to this old motley crew.
Yeah.
No, but especially with girls, because especially if you're, and this operates more if you're in scarcity. Say you haven't got any other options going on, and there's nothing really viable happening. You're more prone to feel it because you've got that kind of scarcity mindset, and you start looking back on it as in, oh no, she was actually really hot. And then inevitably what happens is you go and meet up with her, and you're like, fuck, what was I thinking?
Yeah. It's hard to describe it. I guess this is sort of a luxury problem, isn't it? Because there may be guys watching this who are like, well, I'm not pulling a muscle anyway, so the fact of, oh, poor you have to go on a weekend with a girl and she's not quite what you wanted or whatever. I can understand that point of view. But at the same time, it's hard to describe the slow sinking feeling of doom that you get when you've got to spend like 48 hours, maybe 72 hours.
That's another level, isn't it?
You're
not that keen on her, and then you book to go away at a different location.
Yeah.
You realise basically she's
because
independent.
Because then there's no escape, is there, really, from your consciousness? You're just stuck in that situation. It's like some sort of weird Black Mirror kind of experience.
Yes. No, it's a disaster on the Western Front, it must be said. We're getting some very strange looks.